doing nothing. I'm just eating Cheetos. My gimbal died. Old Betsy is no more. And it hurts. It hurts in my heart. What's poppin', everybody? Happy Sunday. Is today Sunday? I don't even know. I think it's Sunday. It's Saturday? Is today Saturday or am I tripping? Rev will tell me. All day I've been thinking it's Sunday. It's Saturday. Purple Queen. Mississippi Queen. I want to thank our sponsors, Cheetos. It's been a horrible day so far. First of all, I've been thinking it's Sunday all day. Can you guys hear me okay? I have my headset on. Yeah, so I'm leaving. Cousin Vinny's in the house. Hey, Vinny. Vinny, I had your guy, Moises, on the show the other day. That's your guy. That's your regular. I had never seen him. He was fantastic. That's a Vinny exclusive. If you want to see more concerts of Moises, the guitar playing Jimi Hendrix guy, all you got to do is head over to our cousin Vinny's website, his little YouTube channel, and it's really good. It's fun. And Rev will be happy to put the link up there. If Rev's here today, I ain't talked to him. I don't know. You guys want to hear what I've been doing? $12,000? Exactly. Blow job. Frank's here. Frank, sending prayers to you and your beautiful wife. I hope that all is well. We love you and we thank you so much for your support. Alright. I'm leaving my apartment. I'm on the bottom floor. Start walking down my hallway. There's a young girl holding the door open. People are moving. I said, you moving in or out? She said, oh, he's moving in. I said, oh. Comes a guy, a couple guys. I did the stupidest thing in the world. First of all, they're moving into my old apartment, which is on the 5th floor. That's a 5-floor walk-up, my friends. 62 steps. And I said, hey guys, you need some help? He goes, no, I don't want to bother you, man. And I, like a moron, goes, what? It's no bother. I'm going to do my little podcast and I usually get back around 4 o'clock. I'll be happy to help you. He goes, thanks, man, I need it. I'm gonna pick up the smallest shit he got. I'm doing 2 trips. That's it. 2 trips. Tammany, I can't do 3. I'll have a heart attack. I don't even know if I can do 2. I think he probably thought I was weird when I said, you want my help? He goes, sure. And I said, all right, I'll be back in an hour. Then I get here. I get all the way here. Forgot my tooth at home. My fake tooth thing. I cannot do a show looking like a damn hillbilly meth addict. I had to go home and get my tooth and throw my tooth back in there. This is horrible. Parks and Rec. Look at this douchebag kicking, for no reason, kicking in the window of this guy's car. I hope this asshole goes to prison. There is a live streamer on Twitch. He has 20 million followers. He's just right above me. 1,500 here, 20 million here. His name is Kai Sanat. Kai Sanat. First of all, I'm very grateful. Thank you, Jesus, that I wasn't there. Because I'm the moron who would go, "What's going on? There's a riot, I'll go." And I would go. I think Bone Man called me. Thank you, Bone Man. I was in Times Square doing something different. What could you possibly be doing in Times Square that's better than that? I don't know. Maybe it was this. What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bunch. Let's turn off our Bluetooth. Some of you might not have seen it. I don't know if Vinny saw it. Some of you seen it. First of all, I don't look great in that shirt. I'm in Times Square with the living legend, the naked cowboy. Rob, I've been your friend since you came to New York. This is a true honor. I got a pair of boots to wear on down the village. I got a pair. I'm going to wear these dancing on the bar tonight. Rob, this means a lot to me. That's his wife. By the way, that's footage that he sent me. Now, I'm going to show you footage of me getting the boots from the naked cowboy. What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bob. I'm in time. This is footage that he shot. And then you'll see footage I shot right after. What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bob. I'm in Times Square with the living legend, the naked cowboy. Rob, I've been your friend since you came to New York. This is a true honor. I got a pair of boots to wear on down the village. I got a pair. I'm going to wear these dancing on the bar tonight. Rob, this means a lot to me. What's happening, everybody? Same footage from a different angle. I got a pair. I'm going to wear these dancing on the bar tonight. Rob, guys, go to my page to check out the full video. It's really cool. Very cool, and I'm very happy. I feel like I'm on heroin when I watch that. And then, I'll just show you one last thing. If I see it. If I don't see it, I won't. I don't see it. The problem is, guys, my gimbal broke. My baby broke. So I had to be a MacGyver. I had to pull out a tripod from my thing and put this thing there, and that's all you're getting. I thought I'd cheer up the show, especially the guys. Where's RJ? There's my baby. My baby with blonde hair. I'm about to find out if blondes have more fun. Look how hot she is. I don't deserve her. Plus, she's super sweet, very kind. And she said I could come over and wear the naked cowboy boots and my underwear. I told her I think she'd puke. So, thousands and thousands of these kids came out. I was shocked. Classic J Live sent me a video. Said, "You see what's going on in Union Square? I think it's like a damn war zone." I go, "How bad could it be?" I looked at it. I was shocked. As someone who has marched with all the rallies, from Amadou Diallo, marched against George Zimmerman, marched for George Floyd, has marched in everything, has been to see the Pope, Michael Jackson, I don't think I've ever seen a crowd this crazy in all my years, 30 years of doing this in New York City. It was insane. I'm so glad that I didn't go. It says a 2,000 person riot. If you guys saw the video and you think it's only 2,000 people, you're a moron. There's 2,000 people sitting in this park right here. 100,000 people in Times Square. There was 100,000 people minimum, guaranteed. All right, we're just going to keep it moving. I was leaving the house today. I turned on the news. 3 women in Montana attacked by otter. A damn otter. You know the world's ending when a cute little cuddly otter comes up and starts chomping. One of them was seriously injured. All 3 were taken to the hospital. All 3 were... have you ever seen an otter? They're like a cat. They swim around on their backs, but they have these jaws. They can crack open shellfish and crabs and oysters. They'll bite your ass. And they think maybe this otter had babies. They're called pups. Had pups somewhere, and the women were rafting and got a little too close. All 3 of their asses got bit. COVID by a nose. People who pick their noses. Ooh boy. Not me, a friend. He lives in Canada. Not me. I didn't. People who pick their noses are more at risk of getting COVID, a Dutch study says. No wonder I got COVID. Also, anal warts. If you pick your butt. That was stupid. I apologize. It's too early for that. It's Saturday, Bob. Look at these morons. I hope every one of these kids that jumped and stomped on these cars gets arrested. Now, Kai Cenat was arrested. I don't want anyone to go to jail, but I wouldn't mind this guy doing 6 months in county. If what I'm hearing is true. So, he has 20 million followers across his platforms. I think he has 10 million just on Twitch. But he's got Insta and Facebook and this one and that one. And he told them at 4 o'clock, go to Union Square. I'll be giving out PlayStation 5s, gift cards, and games. Well, I believe the reason he was, because I don't think there's anything illegal about that. But I think the reason he was arrested was the police say he didn't have any of that. He was bullshit. It was a prank. There he is, being arrested. Didn't even spend the night in jail. Was out in an hour. But if indeed he went down there to play a prank, he's got 7 million on TikTok. RJ's my man on the streets. He's going to bring it to you raw. Thank you, RJ. I think he might be criminally liable and certainly monetarily liable for all the tens of thousands of damage. Did you see the kids stomping on the cars, on the buses? They defaced everything. All brand new structure down there, the gazebo. Here's the gazebo. It's my favorite subway station in New York. They're just standing on top of it. A bunch of morons. I hope that this kid goes to prison. You're doing these horrible things, stomping on people's cars. Here they are stomping the windshield out. Some poor old man driving home from work and gets stomped on by 100,000 kids. Influencer giveaway turns chaos as thousands of kids riot in Union Square. Shame on those kids. I hope their parents see them. A Twitch influencer giveaway in Manhattan. Guys, I've given away over 50 watches on my show. We never had no riots. No one ever gave a shit. This watch goes to Steve. And this watch goes to RJ. Congratulations, RJ. This watch goes to... Nobody so much as knocked over a bag of chips brought to our by our friends at Cheeto. Cheeto jalapeno. Guys, I don't have the... I can't fake it. When I ain't got it, I ain't got it. People were crushed. It was a very dangerous situation. He said, we were there and we were crushed. And I kept thinking, if I would have had this thing, for my 360 camera, I probably would have been either robbed or beat. They were ransacking everybody. Look at the old man with the 360. Let's get him. I'm really glad I didn't go. I probably would have, because you know you're a big YouTuber like me. You want the footage. You get drawn. It's like a drug. Oh, I bet my subscribers would love to see this. I was in Times Square getting the boots of a New York City icon. And I'll get to that story in a little bit. A Twitch influencer giveaway morphed into a mayhem Friday as thousands of young fans mobbed Union Square, assaulting cops, smashing cars, and screaming, "F the PD." Gamer Kai Sentinel, more than 20 million Twitch followers, plan to give away PlayStation 5s, computers, microphones, and other gaming accessories, scheduled for 3:30. They said about 400 people showed up at first, and then all of a sudden, here comes it's like a damn parting of the waves. Moses parting the Red Sea, and here comes all the people. I hope every single one of these losers that climbed up on a car goes to jail. The pandemic wreaked havoc on a lot of things. Lost over 1 million Americans. I don't know how many people around the world, too many. I lost 8 friends in the pandemic. I know some of you have lost friends in the pandemic. My business partner lost both parents. My dear friend Ralph lost, God bless him, lost his precious mother. 2 people in my building. 4 people on my block. One of my dear friends since birth. Unfortunately, we had a falling out on Facebook because he was a huge Trumper which is fine. But he said it's, anytime I posted on Facebook about COVID and be safe, or I'd have a video with my mask on, my friend Bill Mackey Nestler, God bless him, was an anti-vaxxer, anti-COVID. It ain't real, Bob, it's the government. I go, well, I lost, at the time, I think it was 6 friends. He was number 8, by the way. At the time, I had lost 6 friends, and 2 or 3 of them that I didn't lose, but were critically ill in California hospitals on their deathbeds. Thank God they lived. One was our dear friend since birth. Also was in there for over a month. Man, it ain't real. I go, so why is Daryl in the hospital on IV? Man, he got the flu. People get the flu. I go, you ever had a flu where you're in the IV for a month and 1 million Americans dead? Bob, it's not real. It's a pandemic, bro. At the end of the day, he died of COVID. His sister hit me up and said, Bob, can you please pray for Bill? I said, what's wrong? She said, all his organs have shut down, every one of them. He won't make it through the night. And of course, I prayed for him. And, you don't want to call him up and go, hey, I told you so. But during the pandemic, we lost more than people. What happened was, people weren't working, so they all went out and got themselves a dog. I'm gonna get me a dog. Oh, look at this cute pit bull puppy. I got someone, I ain't working. I got someone to play with. Oh wait, COVID's over. Let me dump them in a shelter. Every shelter in New York City is jam-packed. Even the no-kills are killing pets. Crates spill out into the hallways at the animal care centers of New York City, and more overflow into the shelters' office spaces. They're just crammed elbow to elbow, paw to paw. I pray that someone can find these animals a loving forever home. Have your pet spayed or neutered. I'm not doing that. The heat is on, very hot out here. On the street, they have identified another person in the Gilgo Beach. Marie Raynard Barnes, she had already been identified. So initials may tie serial killer to the 4th victim. These have been around since, these initials here have been around. But his name's Hewerman, Rex Hewerman. This is WH. They weren't sure if it was WH or MW. Anyways, There is a total of 11 bodies. One was an infant. Found an infant out there. It's a perfect dumping ground. You're along this long strip. Nobody can see you. If you're at nighttime in your car, you can see both directions for 5 miles. You can say no one's coming. You can get out and have a damn tea party. No one would know. They did identify Jane Doe number 7. Police identified the Gilgo Beach murders announced Friday that they identified victim previously known as Jane Doe number 7. 27 years, I believe, she's been known as Jane Doe number 7. God bless her and her family. 34-year-old, well, how could it be 27 years if she's 34? 34-year-old Manhattan woman, Karen Bergata, is believed to have disappeared around 1996 in February. 96, 2006, 2016. Yeah, 24 something years. 2 months later, her legs were found in a plastic bag. She's been living right here on West 45th Street, literally 2 blocks that way. Believed to have been working as an escort. This guy would go on Craigslist. Craigslist no longer has those things, thank God. He would go in there, he would use burner phones so they couldn't trace his calls. He was very smart individual. But they got his ass. I have a feeling he's going to try to kill himself in prison. Why would you live? Why would you want to live? They're watching his ass closely. If anybody knows Beyonce's phone number, I need to. This is sad. This hurt. This guy, I was actually quite friendly with him. He would come into Lavo all the time. Hey, big guy! He called me big guy, which is to me an insult, but what am I going to say? Hey, big guy! It's like saying, hey, Fats, how's it going? Don't call a big guy big guy. Don't call a big guy, hey, big guy. Most people don't like it. It's like when the big black guy in prison, his name's Tiny. I had a guy named Tiny. He was huge, almost killed me in jail. Another story. But anyways, Breaking Bad guy. This was also the guy, if you watch Scarface, he was the assassin in Scarface. He played, the hell was his name on the show? Oh yeah, Tio Salamanca. He had a stroke and was in a wheelchair, and played it. He was on Breaking Bad, but he was also in, of course, Gotta Call Saul, Better Call Saul. He died. Mark Margolis played beloved villains. Well, he has the face of a villain. This guy ain't playing your leading handsome man. He's playing your villain. Mark Margolis, an Emmy nominee for playing silent but deadly cartel boss Hector Tio Salamanca. Man, he was a murderer in that thing. And Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul has died at 83. He lived a good long life. I pray for him and his family. Bloomsbury publisher dead in water crash. This guy. Maybe it's his wife. I don't know. Let's find out. Shocking end. Adrian Vaughn and husband Mike White tore the Amalfi coast before their boat hit another vessel. The president of Bloomsbury USA Publishing House, very wealthy, was killed in front of her husband and 2 other young children when their speeding boat smashed into a sailing ship. What's crazy, if you've never been boating, what's crazy about boats is that some go very fast, ain't no brake. You're in a car, you're going, oh my God, there's a cliff, oh, step on the brake and hopefully you can avoid it. You can't step on no brake in a boat. You can turn right or left. I've been in boats that ran away, and they're very, very scary. Adrian Vaughn, she was 44 years old. She put out the Harry Potter books. Runaway teen moves to native reservation. A teenage runaway, this is the girl that I've been covering all week, ran away at 14, 3 days before her 15th birthday, turned up, that was 6 years ago, turned up in Montana. And she has now moved on to a Native American reservation plagued by violence, drugs, and sex crimes. She's now 18 years old, and her boyfriend Eddie Davis, 36. So he was 30 when she was 14. Spent Thursday moving their last of their belongings from an apartment they had rented, their mother's trailer home, blah, blah, blah. However, members of the two tribes, some of those Indian reservations are really, really dangerous. They don't have American cops. They run their own. Those reservations have reservation cops. Can't go in there poking around. FBI ain't allowed. Anyways, I pray for her. Banker dies by drowning. Is there any good news in here? So far, the best news was that 3 women were attacked in Montana by a beautiful, cuddly otter who chomped on their legs. John Castick, 27-year-old Goldman, said 27 years old. Goldman Sachs analyst found dead in Newton Creek this week after attending a concert in Brooklyn. Mirage died by drowning. And they're going to get Hunter Biden. Sooner or later, they're going to get him. So far, after 7 years, they found 2 dick pics. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I say if he didn't get him, this guy's DeSantis is got so much hate in his heart. I don't know if he loves anybody. Donald Trump. He tweeted last night on Truth Social. He truthed. I don't know what it's called when you truth on. He truthed on Truth Social. You come for me, I'll come for you. And Jack Smith, the guy running all these investigations, took it as a threat. Guys, if a kid with 20 million followers on Twitch can say, "Hey, I'm giving away a couple consoles, game consoles that are $400 a piece," and 30,000 people show up in riot, what do you think would happen if Donald Trump says, "I want Boogie Bob dead"? I'd be dead in a week, 3 days. He has 100 million followers on that damn thing. So there's a lot of power in words. I got 1,500 people, and I try not to ever say anything that elicit any kind of violence or negativity or hurt. I want everyone to be kind and nice to each other. Tragic night for bikers. It gets worse and worse. Why do I even do this? I'm on page 14. I've had 35 murders. 2 motorcyclists were killed and 1 was critically injured in 3 different smash-ups in Harlem and Brooklyn. Court disables shyster. I always thought shyster was a racist word. Maybe I'm wrong. An infamous ambulance chasing lawyer. That's like Sal Goodman. Sal Goodman was the persona of Jimmy McGill. He was on Better Call Saul. And so, "Hi there, how are you? Good to see you." She likes me. Oh, she likes me. It's the one that works here. She's fine too. Anyways, he was an ambulance chaser. You go and you start chasing ambulances. An infamous ambulance chasing lawyer exposed as a scammer by the Post in 2019 was sentenced to 4 years behind bars. Good written. Pedophile teacher. 74 faces life. What's that, 2 years? The guy's 74. 74-year-old female. Former private school teacher in Monroe County, Wisconsin. It's rare to have the females. They exist. Oh boy. How's my connection? How's my connection, guys? Am I okay? I got a little, Hey, this is what we do behind the scenes. We're like, oh wait, let me see the story here. What's it say? Yeah, it says something about the guy. I don't know. Am I still on? Microphone check. Got the nicest message from Tammany today. Not just about how amazing and handsome I am, but about how great everyone in the chat is. I'd like to read it. Boogie Bob, I love being a part of the Boogie Bunch community. Everybody in your channel is really great except RJ. Now, I don't know why she put that in there. Tammany, I'm a little disappointed that you would do that to RJ. But the rest of the message was very, very nice and inspirational. Ambrose knows my jokes. Even RJ. RJ's the best. He's better than Treaton. That much I'll say. Now that much, but not as good as Valerie. Right? You see how I try to turn conflict to the... Just yesterday, Rev was telling me, he goes, Ambrose is shit. I was like, Rev, that's not cool, bro. I don't know what got into you. A 74-year-old private former school teacher in Monroe County, Wisconsin, has been convicted and faces hundreds of years in prison. The hell did she do? Ann Nelson Koch was convicted Monday on 25 counts stemming from repeated sexual assaults on a 14-year-old male student. I know. Listen, I was 14. 14-year-old. Inexcusable. I was 14, and first of all, when you're 14, you don't have a mind state. There's a reason why you have to either be 16 in some states, but 18 in most, because your brain is not developed. 14-year-old boy will stick his dick in a light socket. If you, I didn't do it. That was my friend. He's from Canada, so that was not me. But, so that's probably why the punishment, the guys who do it to the girls or vice versa. Very rare that it's a female. And usually how they find out is the boys start telling everybody, I'm screwing Mrs. Johnson from science class. The boy gonna tell everything. Trust me. Bob, did you see Susan? Yeah, I did. She's cute. Yeah, I screwed her. That's boys. Boys are crap. Boys are crappy. More about the Tory spelling thing. I got several messages yesterday. By the way, I do the newscast. I get messages. People send me messages. It says Tory spelling, split from her husband Dean McDermott, is bringing out the worst in her and her mother. And she's living in a damn van down by the river. 6 kids in a damn van. That's very difficult. Very difficult. I wish her luck. I wish her luck. Slander businessmen. There's nothing great going on today. Slander businessmen in car rental fraud bust. A city businessman who was accused of a flashy Brooklyn bishop. Remember the bishop who got robbed on film? He was doing a live and he got robbed of $1 million of jewelry. Guys, he's a bishop up in Brooklyn. And he's driving Rolls Royces. If you're in a congregation where your bishop drives a Rolls Royce and he's a 25-year-old kid from Brooklyn, you're a moron. Sorry. The FBI is coming in. He's going to go to prison. Kidnapper, a menace. Former neighbors of the con man who allegedly sexually assaulted and kept a woman hostage. I read this to you the other day. Kept her hostage in a makeshift cinder block cell. Says he was a neighborhood menace who lured young girls to live with him. Those who lived near Nagasa Zuberi, in a quiet suburb of Vancouver, Washington, told the Post he made money renting out rooms and beds in townhouses he pretended to own. They also said he was a married father of 2. He'd bring prostitutes and weirdos there. I'm not doing it. Meghan Markle, happy birthday. She's 43, I think. 42. Baby. I can't wait till I turn 42 in 7 more years. That's going to be great. I want you guys to come by. On my 42nd birthday, I want you guys to all chip in and buy me a Camaro. When I turn 42 in 7 years. I don't care about that. Sleep. I don't care about that. CPR bid in tragic overhydrate. I think this is the story I brought you yesterday about the woman who drank 4 bottles of water in 20 minutes. The husband of an Indiana mom of 2 who died after drinking too much water desperately performed CPR but was unable to save her. Cody Summers rushed into action when Ashley suddenly fell backwards and passed out upon returning home from a 4th of July outing. It was really hot. Guys, it's very, very hot. You gotta be, of course you want to hydrate, but you can't overhydrate. You can't do it. Wrist slap for hookup revenge stabber. Now you guys know I've dated my share of revenge stabbers. In fact, I had my own shirts made up. I only date women who might stab me. Now, Bria has never attempted to stab me that I know of. Perhaps when I'm sleeping, I don't know. I used to have a girlfriend who would watch CSI and take notes. I'd wake up and she'd be like, oh yeah. She's taking notes on how to get rid of a dead body. I have a soda in my fridge. Keep the lid shut. I ain't having someone accidentally drop rat poison into my soda while I'm giving my insurance money. Wrist slap for hookup, revenge stabber. A college student was given 3 years probation for stabbing her blind date at a Las Vegas area hotel, purportedly in retaliation for a deadly U.S. drone strike that targeted Iranian commander. I remember this story. So, she was an Iranian woman. She went on Tinder or something like that. She got a date with the guy and then stabbed him. Nika Nigobin, 23, was indicted on attempted murder. She attempted murder, stabbed a guy, and she gets 3 months probation, 3 years probation. That's crazy. And other charges for stabbing her Plenty of Fish dating. That's an app, I guess. Plenty of Fish, kettle of fish. I wish I had a fish, tuna fish. Yeah, don't go on tuna fish. It's not. Dating app partner Daniel Trevino in the neck. Oh my God, while they had sex in a hotel room. Could you imagine this guy's having the time of his life? Oh yeah, baby, this is good. And she stabs him? Ma'am, could you at least wait till afterwards to stab me? I don't understand why you would do that. She stabbed him in the neck, and then she's gonna get, this is a psychopath. Who would do that? She pleaded guilty to false imprisonment with the use of deadly weapons. She cited the judge cited the mental health struggles as a reason that she is offered probation. She stabbed the guy she was having sex with at the time of the sex in the neck because of a drone strike. While in court, she apologized, so that's okay. But, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Here's the guy. Here's the creep from yesterday. Remember him? The rich little douchebag? He's come clean and sober. Well, that's good news. But the hotel schmear straight talk. They're interviewing the guy. Because yesterday he looked like a real creep. So, guys, he was 17 years old. 17 years old. drink until you're 21 at a legal bar. He went to the Mark. The Mark is one of it's a 5-star hotel, restaurant slash bar. And it's a bar, famous bar with the wooden paneling and, hello sir, may I help you? Those kind of guys with white gloves on. He went there because he's rich, he's entitled, he's a little douchebag. And he was supposed to, he wanted to drink. They said no, so he hired people with daddy's money to protest outside with picket signs saying, the Mark, that's the name of the restaurant, the Mark supports Jeffrey Epstein. The Mark denies the Holocaust. The Mark loves AIDS. Whatever it was. A rejected underage drinker accused of launching a wild smear campaign against a swanky Mark Hotel in Manhattan, complete with paid protesters, said Friday he's now on the wagon. His name is Theodore Weintraub. He's 19. He allegedly has the bizarre revenge plot after 6 months and 28 days, which is 209 days of sobriety. It's the proudest day of my life. Now, that's great, but I think he's a con man and a liar. I don't believe him. I don't buy it. Sorry. They busted the guy. I think that my TV show had something to do with it. Here's the nice kid. This kid had his whole world ahead of him. He was voguing. Come on, vogue. Dancing. For all you old folks out there, it's dancing. Joe Hernandez, voguing is dancing. And look at this. Teen, I can't read it backwards. Teen whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is the guy, one of these guys stabbed him. They arrested him yesterday. Turned himself in. He was a teenager. He said, I'm a Muslim, stop dancing. Can you imagine that your life is so horrible that you have to be mean and abusive to others because they had the nerve to dance at a gas station? A 17-year-old who surrendered in a fatal stabbing in a Brooklyn gas station over the weekend in what cops believe to be an anti-gay hate crime. The Muslim teen, whose name was not released because he's a minor, 17 and a man, got hair on his balls. If he can stab someone, he deserves to have his name pulled out. He stabbed O'Shea Sibley around 11 p.m. at a Mobile gas station at Coney Island Avenue and caught on video attack. He turned himself into the police. Video obtained by the Post showed two groups in a heated exchange in the parking lot where Sibley was fatally stabbed. The guy pulls in to get gas. He's with his friends and he's just having a good time in the parking lot. Mr. Insecure douchebag who sucks on the DL down low kills him for it. Lawman's racist torture. Did you hear about this? 6 sheriffs get a report that 2 black men are in an Airbnb or in a home of some sort. Oh my God, let me read that closer. Yep, it does say that. Hold on, I'm trying to find the article, guys. Yeah, there it is. I found it. That's a trick we do in the news business, and you guys never even saw. Hey, girl. I'm not worth it. I'm worth it for like 3 weeks. You date me the first 3 weeks, fun. Jokes and laughing, Red Lobster. Semi-average sexual escapades. After 3 weeks, it's downhill. I don't know how. Bria's hung in like 8 years. Can you believe it? Billy's in the house. Hi, Billy. Everybody say hi to Billy. Billy's always in my chat saying hi. Hi, Billy. Keep on rocking. After 3 weeks, I'm yesterday's news. I'm not great. But these lawmen, these racist lawmen, all pled guilty because the crimes were overwhelming. They held the 2 men in the house for hours. black men, of course, all white officers, beat them, sexually assaulted them. One cop took a gun, shot the black man in the mouth. Here, it came out the back of his neck. He lived. Because they had been beating him for hours, I guess they got bored. Then all six went on the porch to discuss, what do we do? I mean, you've gone that far, you get rid of the bodies. No, I'm not saying to get rid of the bodies, it'd be horrible. I'm surprised that officers with this mindset would do something so horrific and horrible and then leave witnesses. I'm glad they did. They were both on TV last night. Both seem like really nice guys. They're going to be very, very wealthy, but money is not the issue here. These guys' lives are destroyed. 6 white former Mississippi cops, including some who called themselves the Goon Squad. That was the name of it, the Goon Squad. They should all go to prison for life. Pleaded guilty Thursday for torturing 2 black men with tasers, a sex toy, and even a mock execution. Former Rankin County Sheriff's Deputy Christian DeMond, 28, Hunter Elward, 31, Brett McAlpin, 52, Jeffrey Middleton, guys, his name's Jeffrey. Sorry, 46, and Daniel O'Dyke, 27, and former Richland officer Joshua Hartfield, 31. Copped to charges including assault, civil rights conspiracy, obstruction of justice over the semi-deadly attack. Well, he didn't die, but he was seriously shot. Dedmon Edwards and Opeldyke also pleaded guilty to 3 federal felony offenses for a separate incident in December 4th. Now, the sheriff went on TV yesterday and said, I am really sorry that my officers did this, but the community is saying that officer, that sheriff, has allowed these guys to do this for 20 years. He has, I've told you guys, there's racism all over Earth, but when it gets into the police department, it's really unfair. If you're a racist mailman, maybe you don't deliver a package, whatever, but when you're a racist cop, you have the power to destroy someone who you think is less than you, someone who you hate. You can plant weed on them or coke or accuse them of this, or just think they're criminals when you see them. This is what happened here. I pray that these men go to prison for life. Houston, we have a problem. Well, Kamala Harris, the VP, Vice President, VP, Spacey speech. Houston, we have a problem. Vice President Kamala Harris aimed for the stars but came up short Wednesday, repeatedly talking about space cooperation alongside, I don't care. Judge, guys, you work your whole life to become a judge. You can't just get up in the morning and say, I'm going to be a judge. It's a lot. Well, a Southern California judge has been arrested on suspicion of murdering his wife after his wife was shot dead inside their Anaheim Hills home. Cops responded just after 8 p.m. Thursday at the home of Orange County Superior Court Judge another Jeffrey Ferguson, where they found his 65-year-old wife Cheryl had been shot at least once. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The judge says, I'll handle this. I'm not guilty. And was let go. Because he's a judge. The cop said, Your Honor, we have your gun with your fingerprints. He says, I object. I'm not guilty. The judge was taken into custody on suspicion of murder and held on $1 million bail. 2 sources told the Los Angeles Times that a child of the couple was inside the home when police arrived. That child snitched. Son, who killed your mom? My dad did. Dad's like, you little snitch. Ferguson was reprimanded in 2017 by a state panel for making an inappropriate comment about a judicial candidate on Facebook. If you're a judge, you can't go on Facebook and talk crap about me. Now, I can talk crap about me. I was on Instagram all night talking crap about people. Sometimes I think I'm a bad person. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue and the government's true. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Here I come, Alabama. I hope Neil Young will remember. I heard old Neil put her down. I hope Neil Young will remember. Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Okay, their most, besides Freebirds, their most iconic song was Sweet Home Alabama. Well, they're all from Florida. The hell are you singing about Alabama for, you sons of bitches? Sorry. Every single one of them kids was from deep into Florida swamps. Good old boys, they're from the South. They did a song, Good Sweet Home Alabama. Anyways, 1979, I think, 80, 81, they were all killed in a plane crash. Ronnie Van Zant, the lead singer. A few survived. Gary Rossington, Dwayne Collins. The girls died. Billy Pyle on keyboards. I love Lynyrd Skynyrd. I know every single song. They were good. Well, they're almost all dead now. Billy Pyle died. Rossington died. Collins died. These are after the accident, but they came back after this horrible plane crash. Their very first concert that they had was with a group called the Rossington Collins Band. And the Rossington Collins Band had a lead singer who was a female this time. It was the survivors of Lynyrd Skynyrd, female singer, and they had their very first show in San Francisco, California. How do I know? Because I was there in the front row. Life is weird. Me and my friend went to the record store, Eucalyptus Records, to buy tickets to go see the reemergence of this group. North Florida. North Florida used to be part of Alabama. Look at that. Frank is in there giving us all, since Joe's not here, Frank is giving us the logistics. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So Rossington Collins was going to reunite as what's left over of Lynyrd Skynyrd. So me and my friend went. Yeah, what's a record store? It's a place that sold these things that play music. And me and my friend Pat Lee went. We bought 2 tickets. Poor kids, they're like $16. Buy 2 tickets, front row. It's their very first show back. And I get the tickets, I go across the street, and my friend Pat says, hey, let's go get some alcohol. We scraped up $10 to buy a couple joints. And he said, let's get some alcohol. So he went over to get in front of Frank's liquor store. And he's standing there. And he, it's the old trick where you ask somebody, can you buy me some beer? Hey, can you buy me some beer? And my friend Wallace Johnson, his sister, pulled up. She was old enough. Pat says, can you buy me beer? They said, yeah. They went in to buy a beer, but when she came out and gave him the beer, cops were across the street and swarmed him. My friend Pat was arrested. I got 2 tickets for Lynyrd Skynyrd for me and Pat. It's not Lynyrd Skynyrd, it's Rossington Collins. And my friend Pat was arrested. 16 years old, 17. Not old enough to have alcohol. They put him in juvenile hall and he slit his wrist. Because he was very, very, very depressed about being arrested, and he had other charges for something else. So I went to the concert with another guy, and we were in the front row of the historic concert, Rossington Collins, what's left of the band. They came out, they rocked, and they did Freebird. But instead of singing the song Freebird, which they could not sing, because Ronnie Van Zant, the singer, if I leave here tomorrow, Would you still remember me? Couldn't. How are you going to replace that? So what they did was they put a microphone in the middle of the stage, turned out the lights, had a spotlight shine down on the microphone and the stand with the scarves wrapped around it. And they played the instrumental of Freebird. It's one of the most iconic instrumentals with 3 or 4 guitar solos that last 20 minutes. It was amazing. And it was very, very, very sad. So when I see Lynyrd Skynyrd, this is what I think about. Sorry for the long tangent, but iconic Lynyrd Skynyrd spirit lives on. Why? Because they now have a whiskey. The spirit of Lynyrd Skynyrd lives on in a new whiskey called Hell House, named for the nasty little snack where the Freebird, Sweet Home Alabama band's rock classics were forged. Ain't none of them left. Now Ronnie Van Zant was the lead singer. His brother, little brother Donnie Van Zant, stepped in as a singer. He is alive, but I don't think any single person is still alive from that group. Backpage site owner suicide. You guys know Backpage? A newspaper publisher set to stand trial on federal court next week, allegedly promoting prostitution. So Backpage is a newspaper. It's got a little thing like this. It's got a lot of stuff in there, but that's where all the prostitutes would advertise. I don't know, because I've never seen it. What is Backpage? I never heard of this thing. What? My friend did. He's from Canada. So the publisher, I think a couple years ago, the government shut them down. Shut down Backpage. It was the place to go for prostitutes, allegedly. The newspaper publisher was set to stand trial on federal court next week for allegedly promoting prostitution on his now defunct online classified ad site. Backpage has died by suicide. James Larkin, 74, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head in Superior Court. In the head in Superior, Arizona. Investigators told the Phoenix Times, the alternative weekly newspaper that he had co-founded, there was no foul play. Oh boy. All right, shall we? I gotta go up 62 steps to carry some guy's bags right now. Because I volunteer, because I'm a moron, because I love people. Hey, you want me to help you carry bags? No, I don't want to put you out. Oh, it's no bother, I'll be happy to. Please say no, please say no. Sure, you got it, I love your help. Hey girl. I see you see me. I see her see me. Can you imagine you're walking by, mundane life, nothing going on, and you look over and you see this? Wow, what's that? Look at his shirt. It's my favorite shirt, by the way. I never wear it because there's a stain. Right there. Little tiny stain. My wheel's off center, so it's just stopping. Virgo, I'm doing 3 today. Virgo, make sure what you are wishing for is that you truly desire, because once you get it, you will have to live with it for weeks, months, maybe even years to come. Your prayers may well be answered this weekend, so word them well. Your prayers may be answered, so word them well. It's sticky. It's sticky. Scorpio. It's me. Scorpio, your show sucks. You know what? I'm getting real tired of that kind of attitude from the Post. This is the 3rd day in a row they've said that. Be careful what words you choose to use this weekend, because what you could say could have far-reaching consequences. People in positions of power won't want to be reminded that they make mistakes like everyone else. And you could be a bit blunt at times. Plus, your show sucks. Again, that's uncalled for. I didn't do anything to these people. Last but not least, it's just sticking to me. It's sticking. It is, well, it was blue. Aries. Aries. Do something creative this weekend. Do something that shows off your artistic side. The sun in the most dynamic area of your chart will encourage you to be adventurous and try things that even your closest friends might not have expected from you. I'm going to be trying game porn at 8 o'clock. I want you guys to tune in, bring your bark bag. Should be exciting. Should be really exciting. I decided to go all the way to third base. I don't know what third base is. I've been to second base a couple times. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I ask you always, please be kind. Uh-oh, Valerie's booing. I want to know what Valerie's doing. Let's see what did I miss from Valerie? Oh, Leo. Valerie wants a Leo. Valerie getting Leo. I'm sorry, Valerie. If Valerie boos, I gotta fix it. Valerie is my boo, so I gotta fix it. What am I gonna do? Not fix it? Valerie, something special is about to happen. You can feel it in your bones. You have such a positive approach to life that you tend to attract good people in your orbit. And one such person is about to change your life in a very big way. That was a very beautiful... Maybe Valerie's on to something here. I'm going to read it again because that was beautiful, Valerie. Soak this in. Something special is about to happen. You can feel it in your bones. You have such a positive approach to life that you tend to attract good people into your orbit. And one such person is about to change your life in a very big way. I think Valerie's getting ready to be proposed to. And no one's feeling Valerie's bones. That's a good one. God bless you, Valerie. That's why I love Valerie. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I ask you always, please be kind and loving to each other. Be good to yourself because you deserve it. And if ain't nobody told you today that you're a very special person, you're full of crap. Special shout out to Tammany. Thank you for your beautiful, kind message. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate the kindness you spread in here. Elle, you are original and you are amazing. And Rev, God bless you. RJ, you are the man. Valerie, God bless you. What am I seeing here? V and Chang's in the house. No one told me V and Chang's in the house. I would have wore a shirt. Tammany, God bless. All four of you who tuned in today, God bless you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making me the number 685th best show in Midtown Manhattan. 685, that's pretty good. I went from 8 million down to 685. I'm going to try to crack the top 400. Be kind. God bless you. Hi, Fafo Sanders.